Alright, so we played RE4 Remake. And after the demo, we already released our videos, our first impressions and stuff like that. We were under the impression that this game would be good. And for sure, the game delivered. This is probably one of the best games I've ever played, if not the best game I've ever played. When I started playing it, I couldn't put it down. Maybe because the game was too easy on standard difficulty, and you just felt like John Wick the entire time. But that's one of the main appeals to the game. And I don't think, like I praise games like The Last of Us and other games like this, saying that this is like one of the best games I've ever played. But it's like, even still, I took time off in between playing sessions to stop playing it and then go onto my Xbox and play with my friends. This game, there was none of that. It was me playing this game for hours at a time, and if I stopped for like an hour, and then I got straight back on.
Mm-hmm.
I have never played a game more consistently than this for single player.
Yeah.
What were your impressions?
If I was wearing a hat, I would tip my hat to Capcom. Brilliant job, Capcom. I beat Resident Evil 4 Remake on PlayStation 5. I beat it on PC, and I'm halfway through on Xbox. I had to put Xbox version down because of the dead zones. I just saw on Twitter that the dead zones are now fixed. That's from one of the guys on Digital Foundry. I don't know, I can't confirm that, but that's what I hear. If that's the case, I'll beat it again on Xbox. I started my playthrough on Professional on PC, and I started my playthrough on Hardcore on the PlayStation 5. This game is a masterpiece. Plain and simple. Complaints. Let's do some complaints, okay? Because we're sucking it off. Okay, let's take a break and do some complaints. Some of the puzzles I didn't like. Like, I feel like I'm a little bit colorblind. Like that church puzzle with the colors. That kind of effed me up a little bit.
I didn't have problems on any puzzle in the game.
No
other
puzzles?
than the one optional one where you can just put on the hexagonal slide pieces and then just mess around with that. That's like the hardest puzzle in the game. But it's like I said, that's optional.
You looked on the one puzzle. You looked on YouTube for the one puzzle.
Oh yeah, the calibration puzzles?
The calibration puzzle.
I did look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first one I got myself, but then there was like 4 different rows.
Right,
for it,
and you
so
just didn't feel like dealing with it.
F this, so I just went onto YouTube.
Yeah, that's where I was at. Did you just say F this?
Yeah.
Well, you're getting a little too comfortable there, Slick. You think you'd be talking like a grown man over here? Anyways, traps. Oh no.
Oh, the bear traps?
Bear traps, dude. You know what I mean? You're like, you clear out a base. You're like, okay, loot time. It's like, dude, I will smash this controller on the. Very irritating. Or you're headshotting dudes. Boom, 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 boom. Roundhouse. You know what I mean? Suplex. And then a dude comes. Dude, I will smash my television screen. I'm having a hard time thinking of any other gripes.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a single gripe.
The gunplay, phenomenal. The gunplay is phenomenal. Dude, this sunlight is killing me. I look like my head is just gone. Like, do you see what I'm seeing here? I see a face and then nothing here. I'm like blended in with the wall. I look like a effing clicker. Oh, dude, I swear to God. Yeah. Anyways, gunplay, tip top. The way Leon holds his gun, the way he aims, the way he reloads, the way the guns look. Why does Resident Evil 4 have the best third-person gun models I've ever seen? Why? Why does Resident Evil 4 have the best third-person gunplay I've ever seen? Why? Is it better than Max Payne 3? It's different. But it feels so impactful. Being able to what is it? Get these guys to stumble, stun them, and come up, roundhouse kick them. suplex him. That shit never got old, dude. It's still not old. And they just released Mercenaries mode, which I'm going to take a steaming shit on your high score. Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, I will destroy it.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
You use your little claw grip. I'm going to be over here keyboard and mouse. Precision. Leg shots. They go down on their leg. Dude, it's just so phenomenal. Foot in the bear trap, kick them, their leg comes off, blow limbs off. I do have another complaint. In the original Resident Evil 4, there were a lot more heads busting off. And it makes that crunchy sound.
I can't really say that was a complaint for me. Because it's like,
You never experienced it.
I understand what you're talking about, but it's like, he's carrying around a 9mm pistol. Why is it blowing heads off?
I hear you, but it's satisfying to hear that crunch and see the head come off. It happened a lot more in the original. Now, this game is leaps and bounds ahead of the original. There's people out there saying that this game doesn't hold a candle to the original. I've been playing the original since the GameCube. Got the Wii version. I got the 360 version, PS3 version. I remember getting the typewriter on the PS3 version. The what's it called? Damn, it's like an old school monster gun.
The Chicago typewriter, I think that's what it was
Yeah. But that's not what it's called. The Tommy gun.
The
Dude.
Sweeper or something. Chicago
Dude.
Sweeper.
So awesome. I own it on PS4, Xbox One. You get the gist of it. This remake obliterates it. See, this is where Dead Space is different. I love the Dead Space remake. I'm sorry I haven't reviewed it, but I loved it. Rest assured, I loved it. Okay, I beat it twice. But the thing about that is I can fire up Dead Space, right? The old Dead Space, and I can still play it. I fire up Resident Evil 4 OG. It's painful. It's painful.
That's something I tried. So it was like right after I beat the game, I went in and I tried to play the original Resident Evil 4. Oh my god, that is one of the worst games I've ever played.
Yeah, and keep in mind, when I played this game, which was before you were even born, before you even thought, when my life was on track and then you and your mother destroyed it, I'm just kidding. I'm playing, man. Come on, man. You and your sister are the best things that ever happened to me. It's a joke. When I played that game for the first time, that was the greatest game I had ever played. Understand that. Look at how gaming has changed. Dude, the greatest game I ever played in my life.
Yeah, to its credit, for a 2005 game, the graphics were incredible. For 2005, the game looks phenomenal.
And it did things that we had never seen before. You know what I mean? It was just like, wow, I can't even believe I'm playing this.
Yeah, now a complaint that people have been talking about in this game, the remake, was that they removed certain sections from the game. And yes, I looked at videos and crap like that. They did definitely remove sections. But first off, they did add a little stuff. Like you had the pseudo open world spot, which took me like an hour to complete. So you had the lake, then you had all these little islands to collect your loot from. I feel like that section was pretty awesome. And the puzzles were easy. And it's like what they did say, the sections that they did remove, I think you said that there was this truck session that you...
Yeah, I remember there being a bunch of townsfolk in a truck coming, and you had to shoot the driver of the truck. You had to shoot him out, otherwise he would ram through you. I remember that section. I don't remember that in the remake. But I remember being on like this little like tram thing and it going up and you having to shoot dudes. I remember that in the OG. I don't remember that in the remake. But I feel like I did shit in the remake that I don't remember doing in the OG. So
yes, you did.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been possible with the technology at the time to do that open world section that you kind of had in the remake.
Was there no open world in the remake?
There was open world in the remake.
No, not the. I mean the OG version. I'm sorry.
No, I don't believe there was.
No, I don't know. I don't remember. You'd think as many times I played that shit I'd remember. But anyways, the remake is just leaps and bounds ahead of the old one. It's leaps and bounds ahead of every single game, period, that's come out. I think it's. Is it my favorite game of all time? Because the story's lacking. You know, I wasn't immersed in the story. I'm all about the gameplay. I know. So, You fight this soldier in it. I don't want to spoil anything. The boss fight with the fish was trash.
Terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That was my complaint with this game. That I forgot. The boss fights. Now there is 2 boss fights.
I don't like boss fights, period.
Yeah, I don't like boss fights either. But there was 2 boss fights in this game that I loved. That were kind of my favorite parts of the game. And we were just about to talk about that. But the fish boss fight was super lazy and trash. Then you had...
It's just like the OG, though. The OG one was trash. Yeah.
You're, like, all these boss fights, like, you know, the big epic, Las Plagas, infections and mutations between, like, the Salazar and Sadler. Just, those boss fights felt so trash and lacking. They were all the same, and they were not fun to do. But there was...
Yeah, I didn't care for
There was this boss fight. The guy that you were talking about. Krauser.
Yeah. So, before you go on with that, he's telling me all this backstory of this Krauser guy as I'm playing the boss fight. He's telling me the backstory. He's telling me about him and his special forces team went in. They were trying to stop some cartels. I'm like, how the F does he know all this shit? So I'm going through this lab and I start to read these reports and I'm just skimming. And I see that it's got a lot of what he's... I'm like, this little guy was reading all this shit. That's impressive because... when I played it for the first time years and years ago, I didn't read nothing, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not reading now. I'm just like skimming through it. Anyways, continue with your boss fight about Krauser.
There are a few of my favorite sections in the game. And the Krauser boss fight, the second one in particular, is definitely one of my favorite sections in the game. I've never seen a boss fight in a video game that I've liked. It's never happened. This was a boss fight that I genuinely liked.
That's because you haven't played Elden Ring. Continue.
This was the first boss that I genuinely liked in a video game. He had a cool backstory. He was a cool character. And just the entire sections between the knife fights and the just choreography where you actually have to switch up your stuff and you have to switch up your playstyle to fight him with your knife and stuff like that, because you can't really do that in the game because he'll just break up your durability. But fighting him with the knife, you know, the knife fights, then him using his bow, the traps, as if he were like Rambo or something. It's like it was super fun to do. I
thought it was okay.
I legit loved it.
I'll take killing regular enemies over the bosses any day. He had a build.
He did.
Dude had a build. Leon had a little build.
He did.
He had a little physique on him. You know what I mean? Graphics, amazing.
You know, well, that goes without saying.
Sound effects, amazing. Upgrade system, amazing. No dumbass hub worlds. Pacing's perfect. Environments, the layouts, the details, handcrafted environments. Dude, what a freaking masterpiece. What a breath of fresh air. Capcom, do RE5 next. I don't give a shit when anybody says, put that gunplay in RE5 so I can co-op with my man here. Okay? Perfection. Dude.
Oh, co-op.
It's top 3 best games of all time. Top 3.
What, co-op with me so you can make me the girl and you can be Chris Redfield?
I'll be the chick. I don't give a shit. You know what though? You know what they're gonna do though? They're gonna make her not near as sexy. You know what I mean? They'll probably put a bathrobe on her so I can't see nothing.
Probably.
Whatever. I don't care. I'll be the chick. It doesn't matter to me. I told you that. Top 3 games of all time. It is. It just is. And nothing coming out this year is gonna come anywhere close. You can act like you're hyped for all these new games, but let's be real. You know, it's all gonna be the same old, same old. It took the greatest game, one of the greatest games of all time, to be remade to become one of the best modern games of all time. What does that say about your game when it's remade and it's like, it's still better than everything? That's how ahead of its time it was. Hats off to the people that made the remake, the parry system that they added.
The parry is freaking
awesome. Every time I died in this game, every time I felt responsible. Not one time did I go, this game it's unfair. It was my fault. I'm like, damn it, I suck. It's always my fault. When I play Elden Ring, it's like, what a cheap effing game. These developers are clowns. That was, I'm not trying to, I'm just telling you that was my thought process. When I die in RE4, 100% my fault. These developers give you all the tools you need. If you die, it's because you were the problem. You correct it, you come back, and everything's just freaking awesome. I can't say enough. I can't say enough. I loved it. I love it. I currently love it. I'm currently still playing it. Here's the problem. What the hell else are we supposed to play? What are we supposed to play? I loved Resident Evil 8. I loved it. I went back to it because now I'm in Resident Evil mode. It feels like a pile of trash.
Yeah, I tried the same exact thing. I wanted to play a Resident Evil game, like Resident Evil 8 particularly, because I remember you telling me how good this game was. And after playing Resident Evil 4, because there was nothing to do after it, I went on there and tried playing it. It's trash.
I feel like I'm shooting water guns. I feel like I'm shooting a cap gun. You know, there's no impact. There's no nothing. The impact in Resident Evil 4, the way the enemies stagger's the word I was looking for, dude. The way they fall on the one, the impact, the physics. It's brilliantly done. I just can't even believe it. When I beat the game, I was like, there's no way it was that good. It just can't be. It's 2023. A remake can't be that good. Dead Space Remake was good. It was good. But Dead Space is still just as good. The original. This is just, I don't even know, dude. If you haven't bought this game, there's people saying it's woke. How the F is it woke? What's woke about it? Because Ashley's not wearing a mini skirt? Who gives a flying F? It's all about the gameplay, baby. It's all about the gameplay. And this gameplay is some of the best I've ever seen, man. Gosh,
there was a big
awesome.
flaw with the game, though. They removed Ashley's ballistics. They did do that.
I don't give a shit about boobs. Who gives a shit about boobs? Ass is the key. I've told you this. Okay? You sure you're mine? You sure? We might have to look into some DNA tests. All right, everybody. Rate it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? 10 out of 10. My game of the year. 100%. Nothing's going to come close. I don't care. GTA 6, nothing's going to come close. Not even close. Not even a contest. We'll holler at you guys. Later.
See you.